Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise for the singing of our national anthem? Gentlemen, it is customary for you to remove your caps during the singing of the anthem. The anthem will be sung by Joshua Stubbs, a doctoral student in vocal performance in the College of Creative Arts. Thank you, Joshua. Please be seated. Good afternoon. I am so excited to see this great group of people here to celebrate. My name is Patricia Chase, and on behalf of the faculty and staff of the WVU School of Pharmacy, I am pleased to welcome you, the class of 2013, and your loved ones and guests to this very special occasion. Today, our special guests include Dr. James Clements, President of West Virginia University, Dr. Michael Mays, Chair of the Faculty Senate, Dr. Christopher Calenda, Chancellor for Health Sciences, Dr. Vicente Anito, an alumnus of the School of Pharmacy and Chairman of the Board of Aerie Pharmaceuticals, Dr. Jason Turner, Class of 2003, and President of the West Virginia Pharmacists Association, Dr. Janet Walcott, President of the West Virginia Society of Health System Pharmacists. Drs. Turner and Walcott will be administering the oath of the pharmacist. I would also like to recognize Dr. Thomas Mennigan, an alumnus of the School of Pharmacy, who is our second honorary doctorate, who is joining us today. Dr. Mennigan, thank you. I'd also like to introduce these shining stars behind me, the heart of this school. They do important work to help our students reach this day. Let's reflect on what they have done over the last 4 years. Class of 2013, think back when you applied to enter the WVU School of Pharmacy. These are the people who interviewed you. They were your teachers for 4 years, and most importantly, they are and always will be your mentors, cheerleaders, and friends. Faculty, please stand so we can give you a hand. Thank you for everything you have done for the class of 2013. Thank you all. Commencement is a joyous time to recognize the accomplishments of our graduates. It is also appropriate to recognize the people who were behind the scenes making this accomplishment possible. Would the parents of the graduates please stand and be recognized? Parents, mom, dad. Thank you for your love and support and helping your children get to this wonderful day. Now I'd like to ask children, grandparents, friends, and relatives to also stand and be recognized. Thank you so much. I would also like to welcome those who may not have been able to physically be here with us today, but they're viewing the ceremony live on the webcast. So let's bring a great big greeting to everyone out in the webcast land. So welcome. First and foremost, congratulations, class of 2013. You have labored many long years, and you have done fine work. We're here today to honor you and wish you Godspeed on life's journey. You now join over 4,000 other School of Pharmacy alumni since 1914. We've been around 99 years, and we've been really proud of our graduates in that time. If you remember, 4 years ago at your white coat ceremony, I challenged you that your job upon graduating was to make a difference in the world. Dr. Vince Anito, our honorary degree recipient today, is an alumnus who filled this challenge. In the process of receiving or being nominated for an honorary degree, there are a number of people who write supporting letters. And I'd just like to read you something from one of the supporters. And she wrote, "The work of Dr. Anito daily touches the lives of millions of people worldwide as they buy artificial tears, contact lens products, have eye surgery. He has made a difference in the world." And that's the challenge for each and every one of you today, to go and make a difference in the world. You made the choice when you applied to enter the WVU School of Pharmacy, a health professions program. And in doing so, you knew you would be helping others and be an important part of improving the quality of life for your patients. This is an exciting and challenging time to become a pharmacist. Healthcare reform, we're not sure what that means for us yet, but we have to look at reform as our opportunity to work collaboratively with other members of the healthcare team. At the end of the day, it's all about improving the health of our patients. So we need to examine new opportunities and new roles. What's going to happen in your career is going to be very different than probably what you ever thought would occur. And you know what? You can make a difference in the world. Because of your education at WVU, you now possess the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to improve the health of your patients. At WVU, you've developed your skills. You found your best self and cultivated the ability not simply to make a living, but to make a life worth living. So begin with the end in mind. Now, this is going to sound scary. If you're like most graduates today, you can reasonably expect to work for 50 years. So in 2063, that's the scary part, in 2063, when you're sitting on your porch, sipping your lemonade and reflecting on your career, my fervent wish for you is that your life will be a tapestry of accomplishments, and you are proud that you accepted your responsibility to make a difference. You have left a legacy. It's a big job, but I know each and every one of you can fulfill that. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Christopher Kalenda, Chancellor for Health Sciences. Dr. Kalenda challenges us each day to transform lives and eliminate health disparities. In the time he's been here, he's worked to improve our state and our national standings and has shown incredible support for the School of Pharmacy. He also has a tremendous love of all of the HSC students and has listened to them to address their concerns. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Chris Klenda.
Thank you, Pat, President Clemens, Dr. Anito, Mrs. Anito. Welcome. On behalf of West Virginia University and the Robert C. Byrd Health Sciences Center, the faculty and staff and students welcome you to this wondrous occasion. Our graduates, of course, are the center of our attention this evening, and we salute them for what they have accomplished and for what you are about to do. Your work will impact folks in untold ways, and you will have a significant influence on the health and lives of thousands of people as you go through your professional careers. I also want to welcome and recognize those who have made these graduates' achievements possible: the parents, the grandparents, spouses, children, siblings, and friends who are here today to share this moment. Your contribution to their success is incalculable. They appreciate it, and we certainly do. On this Armed Forces Day, I also want to acknowledge all of the veterans, including those who served in the United States Public Health Service. If you could rise and be acknowledged by everybody in the audience for your service to this nation, could you please rise, those who served in the Armed Forces. On behalf of a grateful nation, thank you. We have a tradition here that actually began in the School of Nursing that I hope will transcend and become a permanent tradition here at West Virginia University, and that is the red, white, and blue tassel strings, cords, thank you, that was originated by 3 Army veterans in the School of Nursing this year to be able to recognize the service of those individuals who swore an oath to the Constitution. Those of us who have done that, it's a momentous and challenging thing to think about. But we hope that that tradition, so if you see a student at this particular graduation ceremony or at other graduation ceremonies and they have the red, white, and blue cord, they have served this nation. Now, it says here that I'm supposed to have inspirational words. And we've been going back and forth because she never knows what I'm going to say. But last year, this is a continuation of last year's theme. Last year, I spoke to the graduates about professionalism and the importance of character traits that are found in exceptional leaders. I have a colleague now who is working with us in terms of some research projects here. His name is Dr. Eric Kale. He was the director of the West Point Leadership course and has studied leadership characteristics among young officers and West Point cadets at the United States Military Academy. And he's come up with 6 key character traits that are really important to define leadership at an individual leader. They are integrity, moral courage, selflessness, empathy, collaboration, and self-reflection. Now, if you look at those characteristics of an individual and try to transpose them or map them into moving into healthcare systems and leading teams, which all of you will be part of as you move forward in your professional careers, how do these individual characteristics map to highly successful teams? Now, some of you may have read Chris Warner and Don Sheminsky's High Altitude Leadership. It's a book about folks who, quite frankly, climb mountains and talk about high altitude. It's multiple in terms of its double entendre meaning there. But over and over, research and looking at high-performance teams suggests that their behaviors within the team predict success. And there are 6 factors that they have found that will predict a team member's participation and overall team success. And remember this because you all are going to be in teams throughout your professional careers. First is respect. Respect within the team, respect of the individual members of the team. Recognition of the contribution of individuals within that team. A sense of belonging, which is important to be part of the coherent attributes of why you are working and why you are forging ahead with particular activities, the freedom to be able to think in an innovative fashion within a team, the personal growth and satisfaction that's tied to beginning to work through a series of problems and come out of the other side of that work with achievable outcomes, and of course the meaning of the work that you do. So if you meet these needs within a team, you see how a team can become high performance. So as you move into your professional roles, think how you will align the personal attributes of character, integrity, moral courage, selflessness, empathy, collaboration, reflection, with the facets of team building and team leadership of respect, recognition, belonging, freedom, personal growth, and meaning. So in keeping this in mind, we are motivated by the mission of service. The values of professionalism unite us in service to others, and we understand the heritage of your alma mater, WVU. Thank you.
That was great. At this time, I would like to welcome WVU President Jim Clements and Faculty Senate Chair Michael Mays to the podium as we recognize a very special alumnus who is with us today, receiving an honorary degree. Dr. Michael Mays, WVU Faculty Senate Chair and Eberly Professor for Outstanding Teaching in the Department of Mathematics, will introduce this year's honorary degree. Dr. May represents our exceptional WVU faculty who influence our nation's progress through teaching, research, and service. President Clements will confer the honorary degree.
Dr. Vince Anito, Jr., a distinguished leader in the pharmaceutical industry, has more than 37 years of multinational management experience. Dr. Anito currently serves on the board of directors of QLT Incorporated and Depot Med Incorporated, two NASDAQ-listed pharmaceutical companies. He chairs the board of Aerie Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, a privately held pharmaceutical company developing products to treat glaucoma. His prior experience includes serving as president, CEO, and director of ISTA Pharmaceuticals, a company recently acquired by Bausch & Lomb. Born in Cuba, Dr. Anito earned his bachelor's of pharmacy and master's in pharmacy administration at WVU. He went on to receive a doctorate in pharmacy administration from the University of Missouri, Kansas City. He's been an active supporter of the students and faculty of the School of Pharmacy. Dr. Vincent Anito is a proven leader in the pharmacy profession, and we are pleased to present him with an honorary degree as part of West Virginia University's commencement exercises.
Vince Anito, Jr., in recognition of your distinguished career and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Science with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. In testimony thereof, I hand you this diploma and cause you to be invested with this hood. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Anito back to his alma mater. Honorary degrees are very special designations given only to those with outstanding records of service, dedication, and leadership. West Virginia University is awarding 4 honorary degrees this weekend to Dr. Jenny Hunter Severa, Dr. Jed DePaulo, Dr. Helen Holt, and Dr. Ken Kendrick. It is my role as president to participate in each of these presentations and also to greet as many students as possible throughout the weekend. Unfortunately, before Dr. Anito's remarks, Dr. Mays and I will need to leave for other commencement activities and responsibilities. We do, however, leave you in good hands with Dean Chase and Chancellor Kalinda. However, also before we depart, I would like to welcome Dr. Anito to the podium to talk with our graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Vince Anito, Jr.
All right, so I know what you guys are thinking. He doesn't look near smart enough to be up there. It wasn't all that long ago when I was sitting out there getting my first degree, and it's certainly an incredible honor to be up here receiving this one. It's not something that you think about as you're growing up and going through your career, but eventually it's just an incredible honor to get that phone call from President Clements to tell me that I had received this. It's certainly unexpected, and it's been a great pleasure. And what's really interesting is that there's only 3 recipients of honorary doctorate degrees in the entire history of the School of Pharmacy. Tom Menigan, as you know, was recognized a little bit earlier. The other one was Michelle McNeil, who actually got her honorary doctorate degree just around the year 1999 or 2000 for her contributions in clinical research for the study of AIDS. What's interesting is Michelle and I were actually classmates. Now, she was top 10. You'd have to sort the other way to find my name. And Tom was only a year ahead of us, although he says he looks a lot younger than I am. And so it's just incredible that in the 99 years, it was only 2 classes that have given us honorary doctorates, and it's indeed a pleasure to be able to represent the school in this manner. Now, for the graduates, my congratulations. It is here in a couple hours. It'll be almost over. I know that the dean's already recognized your family and your friends and your loved ones who helped you get through the last 6 years of your life. And trust me, you're going to need them for the balance of those 50-plus years. I'm hoping you're sitting on that porch in whatever it was, 2063, drinking something a little stronger than tea. But it's going to be, I'm sure, an incredible career. I hope that you take the time over the last few days that you're here in town to think about all the memories you created as part of being students here at the university. For those of you who know a little bit about my background, this university means an awful lot to me. I actually grew up here in Morgantown, went to grade school, went to high school here, ended up going to the university and got my master's degree. I actually met my wife, Patty. Remember that the elevator bank closest to the dean's office? It was right there. She was being childish, and it was playing, see which one of her roommates can get up the elevators the fastest. So it means an awful lot, and then when you think about our entire family, we were adding this up, and we have over 50 family members and both of our families that have actually graduated from the university. Both my sister and my brother, who actually graduated from the School of Pharmacy, graduated from here. Her brother and sister graduated from here, along with the 50 others. And in fact, if you go far enough back, in 1928, on her side of the family, we actually had a president of the university in our family tree. It was John Roscoe Turner. And so this place means an awful lot to me. The things that you've learned here, both from an educational point of view as well as the pragmatic ones, will allow you to do the things that you want to do and answer the challenges that both the dean and the chancellor have provided for you. You have a number of different opportunities headed your way. I think, given you don't have to look very far other than these honorary doctorate degrees that we've been receiving, you don't have to look very far to see what you can do with a pharmacy degree. Many of you will go into community pharmacy or hospital pharmacy. Some of you will go to do things like I did and start pharmaceutical companies and the like. Others will go a totally different path and go into government. You may run into managed care organizations and dictate the kinds of medications that we provide. But it's that pharmacy degree and those things that you learn in school that will allow you to do the things that you want to do. Only you can make that decision. There's nobody else that can make that for you. It is squarely in your hands. It is your personal responsibility to decide what it is that you're going to be when you grow up. And there's nobody else that can help you at this point. to decide that. You're going to get an awful lot of help along the way, depending on what it is that you decide to do. And a lot of your classmates and a lot of your family or friends will always be there for you. But as you embark on what it is that you decide to do, there are some things that you may want to think about. As the dean said, in today's environment, we don't know where healthcare is going. We don't know whether Obamacare is going to get funded and be implemented. Certainly, depending on what state you decide to practice in, it's either going to be implemented or not. There may be funding for it or not. So the rules are basically changing. I've spent an awful lot of time with entrepreneurs, either starting or funding companies, and spent a lot of time in Silicon Valley looking at other industries and talking to those CEOs. And the guys who broke the rules are the ones that made the biggest breakthroughs. So think about whether it's the phone or your computer or some of the drugs that we have in our industry. The guys who didn't accept whatever the rules were at the time that made the biggest impact. Now, I want to make sure you understand, I said broke the rules, not the laws. Big difference. But as you do that, you'll be able to make huge impact on whatever it is you choose to do for the rest of your life. As you do that, think about the following. Always think about your family, put them first. No one's ever regretted spending more time with their family. And regardless of what you choose in life, don't ever, ever forget that, because they will, no matter what happens, they will always be there for you. Second one is, take a look at the environment. Don't be afraid to take risks. Last night you saw, for those of you who are hockey fans, you saw Pittsburgh, pull it out and move on. And if you're a hockey fan, you know that years and years ago, Wayne Gretzky once said, "You miss every shot you don't take." Keep taking those shots. You never know which one's going to work. You're bound to miss them. Don't be afraid to take those risks. I guarantee you, somewhere along the line, you're going to screw up royally. And that's okay, because it's just simply part of the learning process. Just keep on swinging, keep taking those shots, because eventually they'll go into the goal, and you'll be able to move on. The other thing that I would recommend that you think about is looking at life in 3 to 5 year increments. All of us think about, and certainly the generation prior to mine, thought about, well, I'm going to get to that first job and I'm going to be with that company the rest of my life. It doesn't work anymore. In my own career, and which I started back shortly after I finished my master's degree here, I've had 4 distinct career changes over the last 37 or 38 years. I suspect with the speed of change that's occurring today, you're going to see you will have a lot more than 4 careers in your life. To think about taking those 3 to 5 year increments and making changes to who you are, to your personal skill sets. It could be getting married and having kids. It could be going on and getting a graduate degree. It could be moving and getting out of your comfort zone and not staying in the state, but going someplace else to pursue a dream. Don't be afraid to make those mistakes. You can always go back and do something else. That's one of the greatest things in the world about the degree that you have. One of the biggest challenges that most companies face and most people face is that they delay doing things too long. So I would encourage you to think about doing things as quickly as you possibly can. All the companies I've started, I kept telling everybody in the boardroom, the one single thing that we can do better than anybody is to act quickly. I guarantee you we made some mistakes, and sometimes it was close to costing us companies. But we were able, more often than not, to beat the competition, and more often than not, that competition was tenfold or larger, bigger than we were. That was the one thing that we can do. So as you mold all that together, there's a couple of things that I've tried to lead my life with. One of them is the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated. That will never, ever fail you. And the other one, as someone else said already, give credit where credit is due. In the business world, we actually turn that a little bit and say, those who produce share in the results. But never be afraid to give credit to somebody else for a job well done. It's amazing what just a pat on the back or a thank you will do for someone as you go through your entire career. Now, last but not least, don't ever forget about this place, university and the school. It's a very unusual place, and I think you may not appreciate it now. You're just happy to be gone and do the things that we know that you all can do, which is party and celebrate. I do want to point out that it was back in my graduating class that we got to be #1 party school in the country. So you're just maintaining a tradition. But don't be afraid of doing all these things. Don't forget about this school. And I'm going to leave you with the same question that I have asked every person I've ever hired into any one of my companies, which is basically, how is it that you, coming into my company, are going to change the direction that we've already established? And how are you, coming in here, going to get me, as the CEO, to do something that I would not do on my own? It's all up to you. No one else can actually take that on. It's your personal responsibility to take a hold of your life. So again, I want to extend my congratulations to the graduating class, and good luck, and may God bless.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Anita. One of the most beloved West Virginia songs was written by E.W. James in 1963, My Home Among the Hills. It evokes the pride that we feel about our beautiful state. One of my favorite lines is, where the sun draws rainbows in the midst of waterfalls and mountain rills, my heart will always be in West Virginia hills. Please help me to welcome our soloist, Joshua Stubbs, in singing My Home Among the Hills, but listen very closely to the lyrics.
There's a land of rolling mountains where the sky is blue above, and though I may roam, I hurry home to the friendly hills I love, where the moonlit meadows ring with the call of whippoorwills. Always you will find me in my home among the hills, and where the sun draws rainbows in the mist of waterfalls and mountain rills. My heart will be always in the West Virginia hills. Their autumn hillsides are bright with scarlet trees, and in the spring the robins sing, while apple blossoms whisper in the breeze. And there is music in the flashing streams, and joy in fields of daffodils, laughter through the happy valleys of my home among the hills.
Thank you, Mr. Stubbs. Class of 2013, please join me in welcoming Ashley Landis for the student greeting. Ashley.
Distinguished faculty, family, friends, guests, and fellow graduates, I wish to welcome you all to the 2013 commencement ceremony of the West Virginia University School of Pharmacy. On behalf of the class of 2013, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to all of our family and friends who have helped us persevere and complete our goal of obtaining our pharmacy degrees. Without your encouragement, support, care packages, and that little extra emergency cash, we wouldn't be here today. I would also like to express our appreciation to our professors, dean, and associate deans who always went above and beyond to help us succeed. In memory of those who have helped us along the way but can't be here with us today, may we all pause for a moment of silence. We have faced many challenges over the last 4 years, but they have added to our character and helped make us who we are today. The last 4 years have also given us the opportunity to make many lifelong friends and countless memories that we will not soon forget. The class picnics, flag football games, formals, Halloween parties, and one very special retirement celebration. These moments will have a special place in our hearts for many years to come. So thank you all for coming. We are so very pleased that you are all here with us today as we share in this final step as we make the transition from students to doctors of pharmacy. And to my fellow classmates, the West Virginia University School of Pharmacy class of 2013, congratulations, we did it.
Thank you, Ashley. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Ray Matsumoto, Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Programs. Dr. Matsumoto and the major advisors of those students receiving graduate degrees will recognize and hood those students who have completed the requirement for this degree. Dr. Kalenda will assist Dr. Matsumoto in the awarding of the diplomas.
Will the graduate students please come to the stage? The graduate program in Pharmaceutical and Pharmacological Sciences in the School of Pharmacy is the largest biomedical PhD program at WVU. The program prepares graduates for research careers, which enable the creation of new information, technologies, and processes that are essential for the continued growth of the pharmacy profession. During the past year, 10 outstanding students earned their PhDs or master's degrees, and we are delighted that 5 of them could be with us today to be recognized for their achievements. Thurwa Hamza. Dr. Hamza is from Knoxville, Tennessee. Her major advisor is Dr. Bing-Young Lee. Assisting with her hooding is her mother, Dr. Niran Altayar. The title of her dissertation is Infection Models of Intracellular Staphylococcus aureus and the Impact of Interleukin-12 on Macrophage Killing Activity. Dr. Hamza is currently a postdoctoral research fellow at the University of Maryland. Anurag Mishra. Dr. Mishra is from Delhi, India. His major advisor is Dr. Liang Wang. The title of his dissertation is Assessment of Pulmonary Fibrogenic Potential of Multi-Walled Carbon Nanotubes in Vitro. Dr. Mishra is currently a fellow at the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Pramit Nadpara. Dr. Nadpara is from Gujarat, India. His major advisor is Dr. Suresh Madhavan. The title of his dissertation is Patterns of Lung Cancer Care and Associated Health Outcomes Among Elderly Medicare Fee-for-Service Beneficiaries in West Virginia and the United States. Ryan Williams. Dr. Williams is from Bluefield, Virginia. His major advisor is Dr. Letha Suter. The title of his dissertation is Investigations in Molecular Recognition Element Selection and Single-Wall Carbon Nanotube Properties. Dr. Williams is currently a postdoctoral fellow at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York. Rini Vora. Ms. Vora is from New Delhi, India. Her major advisor is Dr. Suresh Madhavan. The title of her thesis is Caregiver-Reported Access to Services, Quality of Care, and Impact of Autism Spectrum Disorders, a national perspective using the 2009 to 2010 CSHCN survey. Ms. Vora is currently a PhD student in health outcomes research at WVU. Please join me in congratulating all of these outstanding graduate students for their achievements.
Thank you, Dr. Matsumoto and Dr. Kalenda. The hooding and awarding of diplomas for our Doctor of Pharmacy graduates is the next part of our ceremony. The Doctor of Pharmacy, or PharmD, is an advanced professional degree for pharmacists. The graduates have received an education that emphasizes a comprehensive knowledge base of diseases and the application of drug therapy to ensure positive patient outcomes. Their education has prepared them to function as innovative leaders in the field of pharmacy. With their Doctor of Pharmacy degree, graduates will be entering a profession that has been cited among the most respected professions in America for many years. We also have several graduates who have immediate family members who are pharmacy alumni. We are pleased that these family members will assist in the hooding of their student. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Clark Ridgway, Assistant Dean for Student Services, who will explain the meaning of the academic regalia and will read the names of the graduates. Clark, Mr. Ridgway.
I think my glasses are dirty. It's a little hard to see. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jason Huber, Associate Professor of Basic Pharmaceutical Sciences, Dr. Lena Maynor, Clinical Assistant Professor, and Dr. Jan Rajanasakal, Professor of Basic Pharmaceutical Sciences, who will assist in the hooding of candidates and the presentation of awards. Dean Chase will hood the candidates, and Chancellor Kalenda will present their diplomas and confer the degrees. And now for the awarding of the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy. Will the row, beginning with Miss Alley, please come to the stage? As the students make their way to the stage, we wish to add to the explanation of academic regalia that is in your commencement program a description of the academic doctoral hood, an element that plays a major role in today's ceremony. Over time, graduates began adorning their robes and hoods with distinctive markings and colors that would identify the discipline into which they were entering or the professional society in which they would soon become a member. So too, the universities themselves developed a rich scheme of color identification. Still today, each college or university that grants a doctoral degree designs its own distinctive hood styles and color. This is reflected in the variety of the colors and styles of the hoods and gowns that were worn by our faculty that you may have noticed during the processional. Today, our pharmacy students are awarded an ornamental hood of olive green. This color is most appropriate, for it recognizes a profession whose roots stem from an era when most medicines were derived from the plant world. On the reverse side of the hood are the colors blue and gold, the school colors of West Virginia University, the institution which is granting them their degree. Pharmacy doctoral candidates also wear a soft covering called a tam to which is fastened a tassel in the same olive green color. In addition, students who are members of certain honoraries or who have earned a high level of academic performance wear shoulder cords signifying their achievement. Members of the Academic Honorary Rho Chi wear cords of purple and white. Leadership Honorary Phi Lambda Sigma members green and gold, WVU Honors College gold, and School of Pharmacy colors blue and gold. We would also recognize graduates who have served this nation with valor and sacrifice. The red, white, and blue cords these students wear today are a tribute to their selfless service. We also honor faculty and staff who have served. Let's thank them all for their dedication and their commitment and that they and their families have given. We will also recognize those students who have achieved academic honors by announcing the appropriate Latin honor of cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude, as their name is called. Now, to all the family and friends that have gathered here today, graduation is truly a time of joy and great celebration. As your student's name is called, feel free to express that joy in any way you deem appropriate. Our first candidate, Miss Brittany Marie Alley from Rupert, West Virginia, graduates cum laude. Mr. Brad Douglas Allison from St. Albans, West Virginia. Brad is graduating magna cum laude. Miss Marie Elizabeth Allman from Parkersburg, West Virginia. Mr. Brian Joseph Balsamo from Hurricane, West Virginia, graduating cum laude. Miss Joelle Marie Beisinger from Valley Grove, West Virginia. Miss Rennie Lynn Billow from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, graduates cum laude. Miss Shannon Catherine Bilyeu from Red Lion, Pennsylvania, graduating cum laude. Mr. Christopher James Booth from Madison, West Virginia, graduating cum laude. Miss Sydney Rose Borders from Beckley, West Virginia, graduating cum laude. Miss Sarah Elizabeth Bowen from Dunbar, West Virginia, graduates summa cum laude and is a recipient of the James K.J. Lim Academic Achievement Award. Will the row beginning with Mr. Cobb please come to the stage? Miss Julie Anna Brown from Belva, West Virginia. Mr. William Russell Calvert from Charleston, West Virginia, graduating cum laude. Mr. Jeremy Douglas Channel from Fairmont, West Virginia, graduating magna cum laude. Miss Shan Chen from Philippi, West Virginia. Miss Kimberly Dawn Clevenger from Thomas, West Virginia, is graduating magna cum laude. Mr. David Edward Cobb from Philippi, West Virginia, is graduating summa cum laude and is one of the recipients of the James K.J. Lim Academic Achievement Award. Miss Leah Alexandra Comas from Weirton, West Virginia, is graduating cum laude. Miss Gina Nicole Corley from Kaiser, West Virginia, is graduating magna cum laude. Mr. Jeffrey Paul Davis from New Cumberland, West Virginia, is graduating cum laude. Miss Sarah Jane Dolan from Madison, West Virginia, is graduating summa cum laude and is one of the recipients of the James K.J. Lim Academic Achievement Award. Miss Priscilla Charlene Early from Morgantown, West Virginia. Assisting with her hooding is her sister, Dr. Laura Brock Rhodes, WVU School of Pharmacy, class of 2007. Mr. John Robert Elko, Jr. from Lost Creek, West Virginia. Miss Sarah Beth Embry from Scott Depot, West Virginia. Sarah is graduating cum laude and is one of the recipients of the Dean's Outstanding Achievement Awards. Miss Jeannie Nicole Fields from Williamson, West Virginia. Miss Mobeen Ghani from Brooklyn, New York, is graduating magna cum laude, and assisting with her hooding is her sister, Dr. Noreen Ghani, WVU School of Pharmacy, class of 2012. Miss Danielle Marie Gouldner from Enola, Pennsylvania, is graduating summa cum laude and is a recipient of the James K. J. Lim Academic Achievement Award. Miss Zen Ji Go from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, is graduating cum laude. Miss Heather Danielle Hall from Clarksburg, West Virginia, is graduating cum laude. Mr. Ryan Craig Harkness from Parkersburg, West Virginia, is graduating cum laude. Mr. Ryan Andrew Harvey from St. Albans, West Virginia, is graduating summa cum laude and is one of the recipients of the James K. J. Lim Academic Achievement Award. Ms. Ginger He from Nanchang, China, is graduating magna cum laude. Will the row beginning with Ms. Knowles please come to the stage? Ms. Jordan Lee Hill from New Milton, West Virginia, is graduating magna cum laude and is one of the recipients of the Dean's Outstanding Achievement Award. Mr. Nicholas Scott Jameson from Beckley, West Virginia, is graduating cum laude. Miss Erin Page Jericho from New Martinsville, West Virginia, is graduating summa cum laude. Ms. Shannon Lee Kearns from Harrisville, West Virginia, is graduating magna cum laude. Miss Erica Morgan Knowles from Chapmanville, West Virginia, is graduating summa cum laude and is a recipient of the Mylan Pharmaceuticals Excellence in Pharmacy Award. Miss Lindsay Leanna Crayer of Hickory, Pennsylvania is graduating magna cum laude. Miss Mary Ann Kirkendall from Romney, West Virginia is graduating cum laude. Mr. Andrew John Lamb from Jamestown, New York. Miss Ashley Leanne Landis from Valley Bend, West Virginia. She's graduating summa cum laude and is a recipient of the Facts and Comparisons Award of Excellence in Clinical Communications. Miss Beth Alexandra Lother from Moundsville, West Virginia is graduating magna cum laude. Miss Brittany Nicole Linneberg from Franklin, West Virginia. Miss Danielle Alexandra Lloyd from Charleston, West Virginia is graduating magna cum laude. Miss Megan Kathleen McCluskey from Cross Lanes, West Virginia is a recipient of the Dean's Volunteer Service Award. Mr. Jordan Peter McPherson from Washington, West Virginia is graduating cum laude and is a recipient of the Teva Pharmaceuticals Outstanding Student Award. Miss Lindley Suzanne Mild, Fairmont, West Virginia, is graduating magna cum laude and is one of the recipients of the Dean's Outstanding Achievement Awards. Miss Victoria Marie Milton from Wheeling, West Virginia, is graduating magna cum laude. Miss Rachel Denise Mitchell from Wellsburg, West Virginia, is graduating magna cum laude. Miss Courtney Ann Morgan from Bluefield, West Virginia. Miss Carrie Elizabeth Morgan from Lewisburg, West Virginia, is graduating cum laude. Will the row beginning with Mr. Pearson please come to the stage? Miss Brittany Lee Murdoch from Beckley, West Virginia. Miss Heather Nicole Oshersky from Beaverdale, Pennsylvania. Miss Melissa May Pavlik from Beckley, West Virginia is graduating magna cum laude. Mr. Jonathan Joseph Paris from Toronto, Ohio, graduating cum laude. Mr. Christopher Todd Picklesheimer from Canova, West Virginia, graduating magna cum laude. Mr. James Dwight Pearson from Sutton, West Virginia, graduating cum laude. Ms. Micah Irene Plants from Weston, West Virginia, is graduating magna cum laude and is a recipient of the Rural Health Student Award. Mr. Kevin Michael Pritt from Beverly, West Virginia, graduating magna cum laude. Mr. Tyler Jordan Russin from Charleston, West Virginia, is graduating summa cum laude. Miss Amanda Michelle Shaver from Pine Grove, West Virginia, is graduating summa cum laude. Miss Kristen Ann Showen from Cross Lanes, West Virginia, is graduating cum laude and is a recipient of the APHA ASP Senior Recognition Certificate. Miss Amanda Gail Shrewsbury from Scarborough, West Virginia, graduating summa cum laude. Miss Amanda Catherine Sleemy from Wheeling, West Virginia, is graduating cum laude. Mr. Nathan Dale Smith from St. Mary's, West Virginia, is graduating magna cum laude. Mr. Joshua Samuel Stone King from Weirton, West Virginia.
Graduating.
Mr. Alan Michael Storm from Wheeling, West Virginia, and assisting with his hooding is his mother, Mrs. Adele M. Storm, the WVU School of Pharmacy, class of 1986. Miss Lacey Jean Sweeney from Williamstown, West Virginia, graduating cum laude. Mr. Robert Matthew Teal from South Charleston, West Virginia, graduating cum laude. Ms. Jessica Aaron Torres from Buffalo, West Virginia, is graduating cum laude. Mr. Seth W. Ullman from Parkersburg, West Virginia, is graduating summa cum laude and is one of the recipients of the James K. J. Lim Academic Achievement Award. Mr. Jordan Kyle Villani from Wheeling, West Virginia. Miss Leslie Dawn White from Mount Nebo, West Virginia. And Miss Tiffany Dawn Williams from Wileyville, West Virginia, graduating cum laude. Ladies and gentlemen, the West Virginia University School of Pharmacy proudly presents the candidates for the class of 2013. I would now like to welcome Chancellor Kalenda back to the podium for the conferring of degrees.
Thank you, sir. Will the candidates from the School of Pharmacy please rise? Your calling has prepared you for careers in a highly specialized and sophisticated field. Your discipline emphasizes a comprehensive knowledge of and application of rational therapeutics to the management of your patients. You have combined academic and clinical practice that will enable you to provide innovative leadership. As West Virginia University's graduates, always aspire to put your education to work exploring the world's greatest problems. Continue to cultivate your global awareness and aim to create a more peaceful and just world. Constantly refine your abilities to uncover facts, analyze problems, and communicate clearly. Dream big and never stop learning. Share your pride in West Virginia University wherever you go and act as ambassadors for WVU and the life-changing power of education. So by virtue of the power and authority vested in me by the West Virginia University Board of Governors, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended, with all the rights, honors, privileges appertaining thereto. Please join me in congratulating our newest graduates.
You may be seated. There are some additional awards that I would like to present at this time. The next award goes to the person who has traveled the farthest to be here today. Now, you never knew that we gave an award for whomever traveled the farthest, did you? No, I'm just kidding. But that person really did travel a long way, 36 hours by plane. Think about that. The Preceptor of the Year Award recognizes those pharmacists who are committed to the experiential training of WVU School of Pharmacy students by providing them with an outstanding learning experience during the last year of the program. The award is chosen based entirely on student evaluations. This year's exceptional recipient is Rainier Coetzee. Mr. Coetzee has traveled from Livingston Hospital in South Africa to receive this award. Mr. Coetzee received his bachelor's and master's degree from the Northwest University and is currently completing his PharmD degree through Rhodes University in Grahamstown, South Africa. He has served as the main South African contact over the first 3 years of the experience, centered in Livingston and Doornensing hospitals in Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Students who have completed his rotation experience have mentioned that he has, and I will quote, an uncanny willingness to go out of his way to encourage and cultivate student learning. And that is obviously, it is obviously that everything he does is out of devotion to the profession of pharmacy. To summarize the experience, one student mentioned, I cannot imagine a rotation that provides more of a comprehensive educational experience. From understanding a unique patient population, its epidemiology, culture, economic and healthcare disparities, to medication therapy management, including outpatient monitoring, adherence, disease state management, and drug availability. The experience would not be the same without him. Dr. John Wheatholder, assistant professor in our Department of Clinical Pharmacy, who coordinates the rotation experience, stated, students have consistently raved about Rainier's ability as a preceptor, and I'm honored to call him both a colleague and a friend. Mr. Coetzee, on behalf of the faculty, staff, and students of the West Virginia School of Pharmacy, we are proud to present you with the Preceptor of the Year Award, and we're thankful for all you've done to help our student pharmacists have an exceptional learning experience. Congratulations. Every year, students from each class select a faculty member for an Outstanding Teaching Award. I would like to ask the recipients of the teaching awards to please come forward as I read their names. Now, I know this isn't going to work, but I'm going to try it again. Please hold your applause until all recipients are on stage and are announced. For the P1 year, Mr. Clark Ridgway, Professor and Assistant Dean for Student Services. Dr. Jason Huber, Associate Professor for the P2 year, Department of Basic Pharmaceutical Sciences. Oh, I just lost the water. Dr. Travis White for the P3 year, Clinical Assistant Professor, Department of Clinical Pharmacy. And the last teacher selected is Dr. Matt Blommel, Associate Professor, Department of Clinical Pharmacy. Matt. The big surprise, huh? Congratulations, Matt. You do a great job. Thanks. All right. Thank you so much. A very important part of commencement is when the graduates take the oath of a pharmacist. They will also receive a copy of the oath, which is provided by the American Association of Colleges of Pharmacy. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jason Turner, President of the West Virginia Pharmacists Association, and Dr. Janet Wolcott, President of the West Virginia Society of Health System Pharmacists. These outstanding practitioners will administer the oath. Graduates, please stand.
Congratulations, graduates and parents, friends and family members. Before I begin, I would just like to thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. It's our honor to be able to share together and with you the administering of the oath of a pharmacist. And the other thing I wanted to share with you was a little bit about our two associations. I represent the West Virginia Pharmacists Association. Dr. Wolcott represents the West Virginia Society of Health Systems Pharmacists. Both of these organizations work behind the scenes to promote progress in the practice of pharmacy. And today I'm proud to report back that through the efforts of many people in this room, the two organizations, and your class and classes around you, the state of West Virginia has modernized the Pharmacy Practice Act. And many of you took part in that and being a part of that progress. So thank you for your involvement. We also want to invite you to continue to be involved through support, through active participation, and through membership. And so as you graduate, please remember that the practice of pharmacy, the future of the practice of pharmacy, is all what we make it. And we serve a guiding role in how we will practice pharmacy now and in the future. And with that, we'll begin. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy. In fulfilling this vow,
I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns.
I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for my patients.
I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me.
I will accept the lifelong obligation to improve my professional knowledge and competence.
I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our professions, moral, ethical, and legal conduct.
I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care.
I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists.
I take these vows voluntarily. With the full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted to the public. Thank you.
Congratulations.
You may be seated. Thank you, Dr. Turner and Wolcott. I would like to take a moment to recognize one particular faculty member who is retiring next month after a long career. W. Clark Ridgway currently serves as Assistant Dean for Student Services, and in that role, he has helped to shape student experience here at the School of Pharmacy. He has also been an outstanding teacher and researcher with a special passion for exploring the history of practice. In recognition of his contributions to the school and to the university, Mr. Ridgway has been named an emeritus professor. And I'm really thrilled to let you all know that he has accepted the challenge of becoming our part-time curator for the museum. So we're really excited that Clark is going to continue to be with us. Please join me in congratulating him on his retirement. And now, Mr. Ridgway will be delivering the alumni charge to our new graduates. Following Mr. Ridgway's charge, Dr. Brad Allison, oh, doesn't that sound great? Oh my gosh, will present the response and farewell from the class of 2013. Clark.
On this day of celebration, it is an honor for me to bring you messages from several constituencies and their congratulations. First, on behalf of the past graduates of the university at large, I extend to each member of the class of 2013 congratulations and best wishes. Today, you are joining a legacy of success that reaches back over 150 years. Over that time, WVU graduates have succeeded in almost every field of human endeavor. The story of every graduate is unique. WVU has given you the tools to succeed, but you must find each your own path to success. With that in mind, your university offers you these charges. As you enter one phase of your career, start learning what you need to advance to the next stage. When you set goals, be flexible. And don't be afraid to change your plan if circumstances warrant. As you develop your unique gifts, apply them in ways that make our world better. When you have to choose between thinking like the crowd or thinking for yourself, choose to be an innovator. As you travel the world, wear that flying WVU with pride. And when people ask you where you succeeded, tell them, I'm a mountaineer. And from the nearly 4,000 pharmacy graduates who have preceded you, congratulations on a job well done. In recognition of your accomplishments, your School of Pharmacy Alumni Association has awarded each of you a year's free membership. So we encourage you to take part in association activities. One of the first will be the homecoming tailgate on October the 19th, and to keep us informed of changes in your life. And now Dean Chase has granted me a few moments of personal privilege. It was a lot easier in practice. Bear with me while I do some simple math. You spent about 20 hours a week together in classes, labs, and small groups. times 15 weeks in a semester times 6 semesters, that's 1,800 hours in your years P1, 2, and 3. Then there were those 40 hours a week for 40 weeks of your APPE rotations. That adds another 1,600 hours for a total of your curriculum that you have been together of 3,400 hours. That's assuming you never cut class. Add to that the over 9,000 hours you collectively accumulated via your community service and your service learning, and then include in that the untold hours that you spent together studying and socializing and commiserating and celebrating. Well, that just adds up to one heck of a lot of time together. In that process, you have become an extended family. Now, to put it more symbolically, in an image that resonates throughout Appalachia, each of you has been like an individual thread of a distinct color and hue. During many of these hours of interacting with each other, you have been weaving together an intricate pattern of a cloth of both beauty and original design. And yet this piece is but the starting square in the patchwork quilt that will be your adult life. Each year, each person, each event, each experience, each hope, and each challenge will be added to your individual creation. My hope for each of you is that when your life has been fulfilled, your quilt will not only be a source of comfort and satisfaction to you, but it'll be an inspiration to all who view it. You and I share much in common today. Not only the past 4 years, but also the fact that we are all about to set out on a new path in life. The creation of a new square of our quilt. I suspect this coming change fills you with so much great excitement and perhaps just a touch of anxiety as it does me. So to help you through with this transition, allow me to share with you some of the patterns gathered from my quilt over the years. Pardon me. Stay in touch with each other. You've created some incredibly strong friendships over these past 4 years, and true friends are the real treasures in life. Don't lose them along the way. Oh yes, social media will make it easy to maintain that contact at first, but the challenge is going to be for you to continue to do so as life becomes more complicated and the demands on your time increase. Be kind to your patients and your fellow workers. Kindness is the oil that reduces the friction in life, and Lord knows we have enough friction as is. When approaching a fork in your career path, and you will face many of these, take the road less traveled. It will be far more interesting, I guarantee it. Nurture your spiritual side. Life will throw some unexpected challenges at you, and some will come at the most unexpected and inopportune times. It will be your spiritual nature that will help to lessen that pain and carry you through to a better place. Love passionately. It's the spice of life. It's a lot of fun, too. Always look for the humor in life. It does lower your blood pressure. Be true to yourself. Each of you is a unique creation. Celebrate that individuality and continue to develop it throughout your adult life. Finally, take time to enjoy the world around you. It is truly a most beautiful and remarkable place. In closing, let me say that it has been a true delight to get to know each and every one of you over these past 4 years. You have become a sparkling addition to my quilt. And I thank you for that. To demonstrate this, turnabout is fair play, or as they say in these parts, what goes around comes around. You know, for the last couple of years, you all have subjected my fellow faculty and staff at the Health Sciences Center to a certain t-shirt with a certain visage, to the point that at Kroger's and the Coliseum and literally on the downtown streets of Morgantown, people have looked at me and said, "You're the guy on that t-shirt." Well, to keep you close to my heart over the coming years, it looks like a simple t-shirt. Brad? Give me a minute. This worked at practice. There. I think it's a perfect fit. I sincerely hope our paths will cross in the future, and if they do, remember, I want my senior citizen discount. May God bless you as your life unfolds. May you add more rich texture and vibrant color to your life's quilt. Congratulations to the class of 2013. Thank you.
Well, you did it, guys. First off, I'd like to thank the association for providing us all with a year's free membership to the school's Alumni Association. I know that we will all be loyal members to the association. And as a class, we pledge to support the school however we can, to promote the school and its programs to its potential students, and to keep in touch with the school over the years. We will strive to represent our alma mater proudly by practicing with the utmost of our professional potential. And I also pledge that we will attend school functions and professional meetings at the state and national level when we can. And of course, we will cheer on the Mountaineers whenever and wherever they are playing. So from the class of 2013, I'd like to take this time and also say thank you to our family, all the educators and faculty that have contributed to us reaching this point in our lives. I'd also like to say a special thank you to Mr. Ridgway for being a great educator, mentor, and most of all, a friend to all of us. As a token of our appreciation for your service, we have donated nearly $700 to the Clark and Elaine Ridgway Student Services Fund. Maybe some more. Parents, looking to you. I know that we're going to miss each other dearly as we go our separate ways, but I know that we will stay true to the relationships that we've made here. It's really been an amazing journey with one another, but I know that we are ready to take on the challenges and take advantage of the opportunities that await us. So I say to everybody, let's go! Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Allison. And I'm really going to miss Brad because he was the student who helped launch the first apothecary ball, and that'll be a tradition that'll go forward because of his efforts. Wow. Class of 2013, for the past 4 years, we've traveled this journey together. I hope you will remember the good times at the school. Yes, I know you're going to remember cramming for tests, worrying about your grades, your rotations, other things. But those things all brought you here today, your graduation day. I know I, as well as the faculty who are here today, couldn't be prouder of each and every one of you. So, class of 2013, it's been a great journey. I know I've had fun. I hope you did too. I'd like to close this afternoon's ceremony by reading an excerpt from my favorite poem. It is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Graduates, you have many promises to keep. Promises to yourself, the health of your patients, the health of society, and as Mr. Ridgway observed, to your family. Congratulations, class of 2013. We look forward to your contributions as you will indeed change the world. Everyone, please rise for the singing of our alma mater by Joshua Stubbs. Thank you, Mr. Stubbs. You may be seated. Family and friends, we ask that you please remain in this area during the recessional and proceed immediately upstairs. We know you're excited to see your graduates, but if you stop immediately outside the door, we'll have a Morgantown traffic jam, and no one likes a traffic jam. So please proceed immediately to the ballroom upstairs. We have some fantastic WVU School of Pharmacy backdrops there that will make for terrific pictures with your graduate. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. And congratulations, class of 2013. You are now official alumnus of the school. So congratulations.